race fans, and welcome to the wrap-up show for the 2021 Junior Late Model racing season for Racing Grayson 9. We sat down with Grayson for a few minutes to find out a little bit about his first season racing Junior Late Models. Okay, Grayson, your racing season has come to a close. And you raced mostly at Grand Bend, and then you squeezed in a couple other tracks at the end of the season. Tell us how it went.
It went pretty good. The chain went off the gear and sprocket one time. We got a little bit of teeth ripped off the clutch, but other than that, it went really good.
So what was your biggest accomplishment throughout the year?
My biggest accomplishment throughout the year was probably when I started going full throttle around Grand Bend Speedway on the last couple races.
And how fast does full throttle get you at Grand Bend Speedway? How fast do you actually get in that car if you can go full throttle all the way around?
So we checked the iPhone and it said we were going 88 kilometers per hour in the Execulink number 9 car.
Wow, that's pretty fast for a 10-year-old. Do you think that's safe for a 10-year-old to go 88 kilometers an hour? That's faster than you're allowed to drive on a country road.
No.
No? But it's still fun, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you spin out?
We spun out a couple of times on the last couple races, but yeah.
Yeah. Does anything get sore during a 25-lap feature?
My arms kinda, cause you're on Grand Bend. You're like steering constantly. The only time you get a break from steering is the back straightaway.
Okay, that makes sense. Has anything made you laugh while you're out on the racetrack?
Not really. Other than when I got cut off by the number 7 and got cut off right when we were entering turn 1 and 2. No, 3 and 4. Oh,
okay. Yeah, that was your very first time you rubbed a little bit with another car, wasn't it? And that was kind of fun. I remember how excited you were coming off the track. So tell me about the one time you spun in the one race. What made that one funny?
Well, it was funny because when I spun out during the caution, Ryder White came around 1 and 2 and spun out right beside me.
I remember when that happened. Yeah, that was funny. What surprised you the most about racing that you didn't expect?
Probably when I almost got third in the at Varney and the feature. We ran, I think, 20 laps, and I held the third place for most of the race.
Yeah, that was good. That was near the end of the season, as you'd run Grand Bend most of the season, and then you ran a race in Varney and a race in Flamborough. Let's talk about Flamborough for a second. That's a pretty cool situation because your grandfather raced on Flamborough's track. And as you know, he and your grandma have been huge supporters of your racing. So tell us a little bit about Flamborough. Why was that one different?
That was different because it was a big track, way bigger than the other two I've been racing on. It's also not as banked as it's not as banked as Varney. It's kind of about the same as Grand Bend. So it was kind of like nerve-wracking because you didn't know going that fast down the straightaways if you were going to spin out going. I spun out once and it was a really close call because 51 was coming along and I just passed him and then I spun out right at 1 and 2, coming out of 2. And I spun out, and the 51, it looked like he didn't know which way to decide to go. So it was really close. He almost hit the front of me.
Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking too. You had personal goals all season as you progressed, different things that you wanted to do each race. So at the end of the season, you were going full throttle all the way around the racetrack. Do you have personal goals set already for next season?
My goal is to get third or a pole position, like in a feature race.
Good, good. Okay, so you've raced at Grand Bend most of the season. And then you tried a few more racetracks at the end of the season. What was your favorite racetrack?
I'd say Varney Speedway or known as Full Throttle, because the banking's more than Grand Bend or Flamborough, so you could get like a little more speed. Not more speed than Flamborough, we don't think, but Varney we think we had got more speed than Grand Bend.
Good. All right, Grayson, this is the lightning round. So what I'm going to do is ask you questions and you just do quick answers, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Have you ever been black flagged?
No.
Have you ever thought you were being black flagged but realized it wasn't for you?
Yes.
Have you ever been cut off by another driver?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever cut another driver off?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay. Do you look for your parents in the grandstands?
No.
Why not? Is there anybody you want to thank this season?
I'd like to thank my dad and mom and my little brother, Sterling, for helping me with my pit crew, including my grandma and grandpa.
Perfect. And tell us about your sponsors this season. Who do you have sponsoring your car?
Mainly Execulink and iDesign, plus Handcakes and Peter Atkinson.
Perfect. All right. Well, Grayson, that wraps it up. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you next season on the track. Enjoy your off season.
Okay. I'd like to thank Execulink Telecom for sponsoring me for the 2021 racing season. I wouldn't have done it without them.